Rainy, drizzly. Friday night in Lincoln as Pius hosting number 1 Waverly on senior night. Playoffs on the horizon. Waverly has the number 1 seed locked up. Pius, they're playing for wild card points should they get the upset victory. We start off in the first quarter. Oh, did I mention that Pius was starting its third-string quarterback, Dominic Miller, in his first ever start? And he does this on the game's opening drive. 3rd and long, connects with Charlie Morrow, who takes it 64 yards. An amazing touchdown-saving tackle by Riley Bowker, but sophomore quarterback unfazed early. That completion sets up the touchdown run. A 10-yarder, Jack, for Ryland Doring, and Pius is on the board.
Whole drive set that pass in particular set the tone for this game, and that Pius was not going to be an easy win here for this number 1 team.
9-12 when that score took place. Pius gets the ball next. Waverly's defense getting after Miller on that occasion. Sack by Sam Dakey will force the Bolts to punt. Waverly gets the ball back. Broxton Templey, the Division I product, completes the pass there to Brady Schieffer, who had a team-high 87 receiving yards on the game. Then you have the Wildcat for Axman. He takes it in from 3 yards. Nathan Axman punches it in, tying things 7-7 late in the first.
He didn't get the pass play there that he told you he wanted, but nonetheless, it worked for them to get 6.
So now, still in the first late, a great run by Mr. Ryland Doring, who had 62 yards on the ground for Pius. That was his best run of the night, showing his speed and agility for the Bolts.
Yep, he had a really good game, workhorse as well. Workhorse running backs on both sides tonight.
Midway through the second, Templey going to the air, and Pius, whose defense played great all night, getting the INT. That's Caleb Davis, his 3rd pick of the season. Nothing came easy in this one.
Yep, one of those 4 turnovers, and Pius had their chances because of those turnovers, and I think we'll probably still be seeing another one right here.
Right
the strip.
On cue, yep. That would be George Medinger. Not only does he stop it with the tackle, he strips it and he picks it up. Pius playing tough defense as we're still tied 7-7 in the third. Pius takes over. Critical 4th down, Jack, where Bolts go for it. Unable to pick it up.
Yep. Maybe get that out a little faster. He had a shot at getting that, but once again, a little pressure by Waverly made it difficult. They got that ball back. And then this, which I don't know if I've ever seen before.
Tepley just losing it. So Waverly Vikings were threatening late in the third, but ball goes on the ground and Pius picks it up. We head to the 4th. It's still 7-7, which was the score we had late in the first quarter. Now, Tepley throwing it up on 3rd and long, and what a play made by Gavin McMillan, a 29-yarder to put the Vikings in business.
I think you got to say it's the play of the game right there, and they've been trying those, hadn't been successful. Tepley got a little bit of air under it, and a great catch there as well, and then that set up the Maryland eye, and another run for Axman.
Pitch to Axman, this one an 8-yard touchdown, and that was a big one. His 2nd trip to the end zone puts Vikings up by not 7, Jack, but 8, because you had a PAT attempt that goes awry, and you end up getting 2 points out of it.
Really heads up play. Nice throw, by the way, too, there by the holder, and good awareness there by Waverly to be ready and do the fire drill there.
Cameron Dubas, the throw. Nathan Scholl, the catch on that 2-point conversion. Now with the game winding down, a 4th down, what do? Well, you just throw it up and you see what happens, and you end up getting a 28-yard touchdown on this occasion. Catch made by Brady Schieffer. His 5th catch. He had 87 yards on the game. That one a 28-yard touchdown. That was just icing on the cake for the Vikings.
I'm glad you asked the coach about that call because I was very curious.
He drew, that's it. That's exactly how he drew it up. And the 28-yard touchdown gives you the final score of 22-7. Number 1 Waverly survives the turnovers, survives a tough battle by Pius, and they will be the 1 seed in the Class B playoffs. Pius will probably be around that 13-14 mark, but they also make the postseason. On our post-game show, joining us, Coach Manstead, and our player of the game, Nathan Axman. Coach, we'll start with you. That was what would you call that, a fun one? Would you call that a not fun game? What's your assessment of how things played out?
Well, I'm proud that the boys came out and found a way to win. I mean, obviously some things weren't going our way. Weather is not necessarily ideal tonight. Ball was a little bit slick, and, we did not only lose the turnover battle, but it was lost bad. I think we were 4-0, and so to overcome that, that's a positive thing, to be able to overcome a turnover margin like that and still find a way to win. And like I said, too, I think it still says a lot about the boys that they were able to, overcome the adversity of those turnovers and find a way to win there at the end. So, positive spin on that there.
A little bit of adversity as well for you when Pius came out and hit you in the mouth on that opening drive, and you were able to respond in the first. So how do you feel your boys did related to that as well, and what did that do for the game with them coming out and scoring on that opening drive?
Well, credit those guys. Credit Pius. I mean, that was a very inspired team tonight. They had a backup quarterback, and they still came out and played their butts off, and they always do. Coach Carney does a great job with those guys. But you know what? Came out and obviously get them into 3rd and long, and then they connect on one. They just fit a ball in between 2 kids. And that was really the one play they got in the first half. That was kind of our message to the boys was, they've only had just a couple plays that got them down there for that first score. And so just trust the process and don't panic. And you know what? I thought they responded well to that.
Myself and Jack, we were speculating on that 4th down at the end of the game. What do you do? And walk us through your decision there. That's what you drew up, right? The 28-yard touchdown.
Exactly what we drew up. To be fair, we were trying to think of a play that had a high efficiency. You could get a pass interference. You could obviously complete it like we did, or you're just going to take more time off the clock and get set up so then they maybe have one more shot down the field. We get our pre-bet defense out there. So, if it would have been a little bit closer, I'd have felt good about running, some sort of run play to Nathan here, but obviously we were in that 4th and 8 range, 4th and 6 range, somewhere in there that was just kind of out of the reach of what we wanted to do.
Well, speaking of Nathan, we're bringing him in next. 25 carries, 95 hard yards. What does he offer your team? What type of player is he?
Well, he's a physical runner. You know what I mean? And on a night like tonight when the weather's not great, you need that. And you can rely on him. Obviously, we didn't want to have him carry the ball that many times tonight as we're heading into the playoffs, but you got to do what you got to do to win, and he answered that call, and I was proud of the way he handled himself with overcoming a fumble in there and not getting his head down and doing a lot of great things when his team needed him to.
Coach, appreciate it. Best of luck with the playoffs and the number 1 seed.
Thank you.
Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game. You heard the stat line, 25 carries, 95 yards. 2 touchdowns. Most importantly, though, you got the win. So how you feeling after that performance?
Oh yeah, it was a little bit of an ugly one for us. It wasn't the prettiest. The weather, and then just the turnovers, like Manstead said. But got to give credit to those guys over there. They came out and fought hard. But we got a lot better teams in the future to play in the playoffs, and we just got to fix a couple things, and I think we'll be all right.
Speaking of which, you're undefeated heading into the playoffs as the top seed. What do you think a game like this does for you as you now prepare for the postseason, what you can learn from it?
Yeah, obviously, like turnovers, just little mistakes, that's just on us. That's just something we got to fix. But, all these close games that we've been in have just proven that we can stick in these games no matter the adversity. And, last week obviously had the big win. And it was a close game, but I feel like if a team wants to win in the playoffs, they gotta compete and overcome the adversity. So, yeah.
And you being a big part of that and competing, you obviously get a lot of carries. Saw them working in the Wildcat for you too. As a running back, is that something you enjoy or relish, or would you prefer to just run between the tackles, getting the ball handed off to you?
I love the Wildcat, especially when they trust me to maybe throw it a little bit, but. I missed the pass last week that I'm kind of beating myself up over, but hopefully one of these days I can get that back.
Well, you got a few games ahead of you that maybe you can do that in the postseason when it matters most.
Yes, sir.
That is Nathan Axman, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game. Hey, best of luck moving forward.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.